What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mark Howard, and you know what time it is? We talk Cowboys here. So you know what we do. As I said, we talk Cowboys here. I have to say it a couple times. I only said it once yesterday, and it kind of threw me off. But anyway, Thursday the 18th. Beginning that last week, ending the week was for the Cowboys go up to Chicago to play the Bears. Bears are 0-2, as remember we're 1-1. And yesterday I talked about the our defense against their offense. Today I'm going to do it the other way around. But first, I just want to get a little updates with the injuries. As I mentioned before, Bland is questionable. He didn't participate in practice yesterday. Walked through. We'll see what he does today. In today's practice, no report to say that he's practiced today. Turpin limited practice time. He's listed as questionable. So looks like he's working to get himself. He has a neck injury. I found out it was a neck injury. And it looks like he's working his way to come back in and play. Scored a touchdown reception last Sunday. Tyler Guyton, I don't see a reason, but he's now listed as questionable. Don't know what happened there. Maybe something happened in practice there. Also, too, with BB, I want to mention Brock Hoffman will be his replacement as BB is on IR. Hoffman's a capable center, not quite as good, young as say BB, the potential that BB has, but he's been a solid player at center. He filled in, amiably last Sunday. So I'm confident with Trevor Hoffman that we're still pretty solid there in the center position, that middle nestled between the two Tylers, Booker and Smith. Also, Diggs listed questionable with an illness as he got sick, didn't practice yesterday. More likely is home on bed rest, maybe getting himself together, taking his meds to get himself healthy, strong for the Chicago trip and be able to perform there. So, look, everybody's going to be out. Is going to be out some players. Every team is going to be out some players each week. It's like that. There's life that goes on, as I say, life be lifing. And football life is some timing. Injuries be happening. So knickknacks, bumps, boo-boos, whatever you want to call it. We just hope that there's not injuries. Injuries are serious damage where people have to really miss significant time to the occasional knickknacks. Those are people that's reported. I'm sure there's not a one person that's played in these games for these first 2 weeks that don't have something that's sore and bothering. So we wish everybody around the league good health to you, as long health as you can have. But anyway, we'll be fine there. Hopefully, for no other particular significant injuries before and during the game. Again, I told you the good news. I love repeating it. DeMarvin Overshown is running and cutting. He's trying to get back sooner than was what he first projected, which would have been Thanksgiving game. I would love that as long as he can be himself and not re-injure him, not be at risk of anything. But I can only hope. Because at the linebacking core, we could definitely use him. On the defense, totally, but especially because he's a linebacker. Now, going into this weekend's contest, we're going in with our offense, which has really been very good. It had its moments in the beginning against the Giants where it was stalled. I believe the offense really just wasn't clicking on the certain plays. They made their adjustments, started methodically being able to move down the field with pretty good ease. And also, the pressure is always on because we can put points on the board with the leg of Brandon Aubrey, and where he can kick it from. He can go at 60 plus with ease. So it takes a lot of pressure off our offense. It puts a lot of pressure on their defense. Dak Prescott is definitely filling it up, making great plays. Javonte Williams has been a very good back for us. The line is opening holes, and he's just playing very, very well. So he's a good pickup. Looks like he's healthy and showing what he can do. And I think as he goes on in games and gets on in the season, staying healthy, because the running back, staying healthy, though, I think as the season wears on, he'll He'll do some very good things. I'm trying to wonder where he stands so far as rushing goes. His rushing statistics have to be pretty decent. Let me look the stats up here as far as our leaders so far. Again, mind you, it's week 2, but whoever's off to a good start, we'll take it. So for Williams, he's 7th overall behind our former running back Tony Pollard. Williams has a total of 151 yards recorded, just 1 yard less than the Tony Pollard. He's doing well, getting a lot of carries. They're both averaging. He's averaging a little bit more, about a half a yard a carry, 4.6, where Pollard is 4.0. Leading right now is Jonathan Taylor up in Indiana with 236 yards. Travis Etienne is starting to have a good year. Derrick Henry as well. You can look and say Javonte Williams has more yardage than Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs. Those are two of the really premier backs in the league here. So I get conscious when my some people listen, they tell me about it, but hey, I do what I do. Forgive me. Now, running back wise, I feel good about us being able to pound on them. The Bears defense against the run, they're giving up about 148 per game, 148 and a half per game. They give them a total of 297 yards rushing. So I think we can exploit that. Passing wise, they haven't given up as many yards as we have. Of course, we've gave up a lot just in one game, passing 400 some yards to Russell Wilson last Sunday, which puts us high. But they're not too far off of us in the passing. They've given up a total of 765 yards, which is 382 per game out of 2 games. So their defense is definitely a weak link as well, as is ours has been. Which defense is going to be able to make the adjustments? Now, I like our defense in the situation that our defensive coordinator was the Bears' former coach. So he has personal understanding of the quarterback, Caleb Williams, who's good, the receivers. He has a good understanding of the offense because Ben Johnson ran that offense in Detroit. So we do have an edge on that situation. I like what we'll do against their offense, but again, it's not about their offense here. I would say for our offense is going to be what's going to carry us for the most part and produce. We're averaging 40 points a game while they're averaging 30. They're giving up 40 points a game on defense. So that works right into our wheelhouse that we can get the points. Going into Chicago, it's not that time of year where the wind will be kicking up and be very significant. So it should be a good game. I'm more so concerned a little bit with the injuries, not having BB. Like I said, I did say Hoffman will be there. Our tackles, Guyton being hurt. I like Smith as a backup to him. Terrence Steele has been so okay. I'm not afraid of the Bears' front line. So will they be able to put much pressure on Prescott? I have to look and see, and looking film-wise, I don't see that they do anything great as far as blitz packages. With our receiving core, the tight ends and the 2 receivers, CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, I know that they can probably exploit that if they were to try to blitz. And I feel good about that opportunity. Again, like I said, their passing defense has given up quite a bit of yards. So they're there for the taking. Right now, again, the difference will be who can execute. I know our offense is more than likely the one that's going to execute. If they don't execute, look, it's going to be a whipping. They're going to beat our ass if we don't execute offense. We're good to put at least 32 to 38 points a game up. That's what I think we're going to do. I think we're going to average somewhere between 34 to 38 points per game this season. We're right around that high end of that average. I'm confident that we'll be just fine against the Bears. Eberflus What kind of adjustments are you going to make in this game based on what happened last Sunday? Caleb Williams has no problem going deep, and they have receivers. Roma Dunze seems to be his favorite target, but we cannot rule out DJ Moore. Look, I'm going to say this. Jerry Jones, you made moves, you made a crazy move. Everybody's going to keep talking about from here to come. History is going to judge what you've done in that move. Here's a move you could make while I'm talking offense with the Cowboys, and that's because we could definitely add to the defense. You did with Clowney, but Clowney's not enough. Get back Overshown, that will help. We need to get healthy in the secondary. Some sort of safety, I don't know, whatever the case may be. But maybe making a move to get DJ Moore up out of Chicago. He's really not getting the passes. DJ Moore can play. Talked about DJ Moore possibly being a draft pick when he was coming out of Maryland. I'm a Terp fan. He was very good there. Went to the Carolina Panthers, who drafted him. When he became a free agent, there was talk of hope that maybe we might go for him then. He went to Chicago. Chicago is not utilizing him very well. Again, he would be the third tier to Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Oh, but what a third tier receiver that would be. Not loving Tolbert. Cavante Turpin, I like. As I say, he's small. I don't care to put small receivers out there too often. I know what Cavante Turpin can do. He can make some exciting plays. But DJ Moore has the speed like in the level of high-level speedsters, even though he's a little long in the tooth as far as football goes, but he can still run. He can still go deep. He can still run routes. Put CD, I'm not going to lie to you, CD's one of the best receivers, but he operates very well in that slot area. So you're looking at an X and a Y being DJ Moore and Pickens, with CeeDee Lamb being able to work his way through all sorts of situations. He can go out to that X receiver when Cavante Turpin comes in. Just adds to the depth. Flournoy and other receivers there, they're cool. They can develop and still continue to develop. But I think Tolbert is the one guy that he's expendable in the receiving corps to upgrade. Totally upgrade. I'm just calling that's a little wild long shot. Whether Chicago will be willing to give him up, we'd have to probably pay a price to give up to get him. Would he be worth it? I'd say as we get closer to the trade deadline, how we're looking, where we are, what would help us do better, what would put us over a proverbial top. I could tell you another wild trade I wouldn't mind thinking while I'm on it. What about seeing around trade deadline time where the Cleveland Browns are? How about seeing where the Cleveland Browns are and seeing if we could use those first round picks that we got for Parsons, old number 11, for Myles Garrett? Ooh. Again, just teasing and savoring the thought, to wet your mouth with the savor of that thought process. I would say if it's Cleveland, are they looking to rebuild? They got a new quarterback. They're not going to go with Flacco for so long. Eventually, they're going to make a decision with Gilbert and Shedeur Sanders. So, is it good to just say, Myles Garrett, stick with us while we still try to rebuild this offense? Or do you say, hey, I'll use Myles Garrett to get some more young talent with our first round picks, because it looks like we're going to be at the bottom of the division anyway. Cincinnati may be struggling because they're going to be without Burrow, but Cincinnati's still better than Cleveland overall. But either way, bottom is going to be bottom. It's going to either be Pittsburgh or Baltimore in that division. Could that be something we could do? Because right now, I like what Kenny Clark brings to us. Our secondary, it's the safeties and the covers that we do, but with the type of defense that Coach Flus wants to run, we need that pass rush. We need that monster on the edge to go with someone like Kenny Clark, Ozeki Dua, and Solomon Thomas. Myles Garrett would be the guy. Myles Garrett would be the guy. Again, he freed up quite a bit of money. He freed up quite a bit of money by not signing number 11. Myles Garrett got a big contract, but he's not getting the type of money that number 11 got in Green Bay. Just a thought. And they may be bringing in DJ Moore. DJ Moore is probably not going to command a whole lot of money as well. I'm just thinking. That's why they pay me the big bucks. Anyway, that's it for us today. Here again, guys, please subscribe. Please like if you like it. Like it if you don't like it. Do a brother a favor. Like it if you like me. And like it if you hate the Cowboys and hate me or like me. Whatever it is, just like it. Enjoy it. Stick around. We're going to continue to talk Cowboys. I'll say this a little bit here too as well, and I'm gonna go a little different. Because it just has in my mind. I was hesitating in doing this, but I'm gonna go for it. The NFL shows itself a lot of ways in these certain moves, and I see where some teams gave a moment of silence for whom I don't find to have been a good person in the late Charlie Kirk. Now I don't wish for his death, nor am I celebrating it. He was murdered in public. I know it was very shocking, but he was no hero. He was no federal military guy. He was a podcaster. He was a hate monger. And as much as I've been a Cowboys fan, long before Jerry Jones was the owner, I say this as a big, true Cowboy fan that still loves and watches it. I'm ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of it. Making a moment of silence, making a martyr out of someone. Person like that, and then we take a brother like Colin Kaepernick, who was ostracized for kneeling for people. Not about, he was kneeling against exclusion. Cowboys along with some other NFL teams had a moment of silence for a person that's about exclusion. That was about hate, it's clearly. So whether you like this or like me or like what I have to say, I don't care if you want to turn off and not watch because what you don't agree with what I'm saying. You're probably not the kind of person I would want to associate. Well, you're definitely not the kind of person I would want to associate. I'll take your business, but if I lose it, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm who I am, and I'm going to be that unapologetically. So I would say that with the Cowboys, been a Cowboys fan as far as football goes, but as a fan of the team, the organization disappointed me greatly with that observation. And it was not mandated. It was a choice. Every team didn't do it. Kudos to the teams and the organizations that chose not to recognize this person. Shame on all of those who did recognize a known and obvious and very proud racist hate monger. That's all I got for you guys. We'll talk about it back tomorrow. That's all I'll do on that. You guys appreciate it. And we're going to continue to talk Cowboys.